Breaking news, 3 American citizens imprisoned for years by China are now released and returning to the United States. One was facing a death sentence on drug charges, the other 2 imprisoned on espionage charges. Now the White House says, quote, soon they will return and be united with their families for the first time in many years. ABC's Christian Cordero joins me now from Nantucket, where President Biden is spending Thanksgiving. Christian, all 3 American citizens are designated by the U.S. government as wrongfully detained by China. So what went into this agreement?
Well, we're learning, Diane, that this is being described as a rare diplomatic agreement. As you mentioned, these 3 Americans, their names are Mark Swiden, Kai Li, and John Leung, were all described by the U.S. State Department as wrongfully detained, and they are expected to soon arrive back here on the U.S. soil for the first time in years, reunited with their families. We know, too, that President Biden has been working on this for years. That's what the administration says, ramping up the efforts in the past couple of months. Still some details unknown, as you know. The chief among them is when exactly they're planning on arriving back here in the U.S. But we know that as the president looks to kind of leave his legacy, that this is something that he has prioritized in the past several months and even years, Diane.
So what can you tell us about these 3 citizens heading home?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Mark Swiden, Kai Li, and John Leung, we know that they all were, as we mentioned, right, the U.S. government says that they were all wrongfully detained. The White House says that Swiden had been facing a death sentence on drug charges, while Li and Leung were imprisoned on espionage charges. But this is, as we kind of zoom out a little bit, we've seen this in other countries as well, and the Biden administration is now touting that they have helped bring more than 70 Americans back home who have been classified as wrongfully detained from countries like Russia, Afghanistan, and now, of course, China as well, Diane.
All right, ABC's Christian Cordero, thank you.